Hello, my name is Safari Agaba. I'm an engineer, 10-year engineer in North America, Canada, USA, and I'm a professor. I'm also one of the founders and CEOs of Saftech Canada College, which is online college. We do have students all over the world, like Africa, Asia, North America, everywhere. So we do have classes going on about AI, cloud computing, like AI for business, cloud computing, validation, cybersecurity, project management, and IT project management. We put those skills together because those are the skills required on the markets today. When you go, especially people in North America and Canada and USA, most of the people don't have jobs. And the reason why they don't have jobs, it's not because jobs are not there. Jobs are there, but unfortunately, people don't have the skills to get into those jobs.
Yes, good morning, everyone. You're welcome to this session. This welcome Saftech Canada College. We usually have our hands-on training programs. That's the Global Market Skills Program, AI, cloud computing, coding and Python. So today we are going to be mainly focusing on cloud computing, and that is AWS, AI hands lab skills. So in this session, we mainly focus on hands-on, as you're going to be seeing in this lesson. So we shall joined by Hussein, and we also joined by Bernard in this session. My name is David. So let's get started. So you will refer to all our other videos on how to create AWS accounts. So we are going to start with maybe a small recap about what Hussein knows in cloud computing before we can mainly focus into the AWS part. Today we shall be we are going to deploy a static website onto an EC2 onto a virtual machine. So we shall first create the virtual machine and then maybe deploy the website later on. So Hussein, maybe you can give us a simple recap of what you understand by cloud computing, maybe for a person who may not know what you understand, because that is very, very crucial before we begin. And where does AWS lie in terms of cloud computing?
Yeah, thank you. Cloud computing, in simple terms, is a way of using computing resources like servers, storages, databases, like any computing resources from another bigger company. Like, let's say for your company, if you had like some issues with storages, like, or servers, in terms of being few, you may use cloud computing as a way of like solving that problem. It's like you access like servers and storages from another big company using the internet. They are very accessible to anyone based on which one you want. There are some which are very, very, very advanced, and some are already like maintained by other companies. In cloud computing, we have like basically like three types of cloud computing, where you have like private, public, and also hybrid. This is like the main types of cloud computing, or main aspects of cloud computing. Where public cloud computing is where you like have like public clouds which are accessed by anybody, and private clouds where you are like in need of cloud services, but only for your company without access to any public. And the hybrid part is where like you merge the two of them, the public one and the private cloud so that they can work easier for you. That's in summary of cloud computing.
All right, so we are going to, the first thing is, what do you understand by virtual machine?
Virtual machine is a machine, like let's say a machine is any computer or like a computer which you use for your any application or any activities in these terms, but the virtual one is like the one which is not physical, which you access on the internet.
Okay, so we are going to mainly focus on something called EC2. EC2 is a virtual machine. Let me say it is a virtual machine. We can say it's just like when we talk about cloud computing, it talks about renting computers in the cloud. So an EC2 is also a program. Let me say it's an AWS, because right now there is what we call containers, but an EC2, let me say, an EC2 is also a virtual computer that you rent in the space. So we are mainly going to focus on creating an EC2. You launch a virtual computer into your computer. So that's the process that we are going to go through. So I'll request you to share your screen, and then we shall dive deep into an EC2.
EC2, you are going to access it on the AWS account.
So I'm going to ask you, usually when you're using AWS, I'm going to request you use Oregon, yeah? In the location, you change your location to Oregon. Maybe for those that may be watching our video and then you would want to know maybe what an EC2 talks about. This is, by EC2 we mean Elastic Compute Cloud. This is a service that gives you virtual machines in the cloud. Let me say mini computers in the cloud. So usually what you do, you can choose which version. If you want a Windows computer in the cloud, you want a Linux computer in the cloud, any. You can log in, install software, run apps, manage it. It's like managing the same way you're managing your computer that you might be using to watch this video. It's the same way you'll be managing that virtual computer. So you control the RAM, the operating space, the storage, the network, the software. But however, here is that you don't have to buy a new computer if your RAM is small. You just pay as you go. You increase the RAM as you continue. So that is for someone who might be watching and then is wondering. Then we shall also look at the difference between EC2 and containers. Then we shall also look at it when we talk about Lambda, the differences, what differs. Yes, but that will be obviously as you continue following these classes. But today we are going to mainly focus on launching an instance that's an EC2 computer onto the cloud. Once we have deployed it, then we can deploy a static website onto that. Then that's what we are going to mainly focus on. So we're saying you will go to launch instance where you see the orange button. That's where you'll click. So you're going to name your name server. You'll decide, yeah, on what name you want to call your instance, any that you prefer.
The operating system.
Operating system, we shall choose Windows. Let's use Windows. You leave it to that server. It's a free tier server. Continue down. We shall leave that. And we are going to create, you can choose a key pair name.
Yeah.
We'll create a new key pair.
There's
a part that has create. So you can choose any name, Hussein, anything. Oh, by the way, you forgot to change the location. I told you change the location to Oregon.
Oh, Oregon, yeah.
So you're going to restart again the entire process.
Yeah. Should I still use the Windows as my operating system?
Yeah, Windows. In this use,
Just
we're going to use
the
Windows.
software image. Okay.
Use Windows. Leave it on that Microsoft. It's free tier. Even this one is free tier, the T3.
It worked.
It has worked.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's continue. You can leave the file there. I shall open it later.
Can I launch the instance?
You scroll down, I see. You also allow, you scroll down a little bit. I want you to allow HTTPS. We might just use the same instance to launch the website. Allow HTTPS and HTTP traffic. Okay. Now we can launch it. So you're going to click, I think where there is instances, you're going to click there. So you're going to find the machine. I think the machine. Let it first initialize, yeah?
Yeah.
I think let it initialize. You can just refresh. You seeing that refresh button?
It's still initializing.
Let's wait for it to finish its status check. Once it's done, then we can continue. I think it has finished, yeah? So you're going to select it. You're going to select your e-machine, and we are going to connect to it. You'll click on connect. Connect is up where the refresh button was. So you'll go to RDP. So you're going to download this remote desktop file. So you get the password. You first make sure it's downloaded. Okay. You get the password. That will be the remote desktop file will help us connect to it, yeah? So this is where we upload the other private key. The one we put in, the one of Hussein K. Did you put Hussein K or Hussein Inc?
Yeah.
Yeah, you upload it and then so scroll down, then you decrypt the password. So you're going to copy the password. You'll open your notepad and then you store that password somewhere.
My notepad.
Yeah, your notepad. Okay. So the username is administrator. You can also save the public DNS. You copy and paste it somewhere and paste it on that notepad. Okay. So you're going to go to downloads. You remember where you've put your file?
Yeah.
The RDP. So you'll click on the RDP file.
You want me to open it?
Yeah, you open it. So here we are opening our virtual machine. You'll see it. So you'll connect. So here we shall put in the password. So right now we are connecting to our virtual computer.
Yeah, it's done.
You consider now this is, yeah, another computer into your very computer. So now this is what we mean. So here you can try to use their Microsoft Edge, and then maybe you can see the task manager You can try, and then maybe you search for something. You can start without your data, so that you skip that part, yeah. So you can try to search for anything, and then we see is our virtual computer working very well. As you can see, they're already bringing the current affairs, something like that. So for a person that is watching, actually this is not his actual computer, but this is now a virtual computer, a computer in the cloud. So, but it's doing the same things his computer would do. So in case he wants to run like exercises or services that are very, maybe they cannot access those services using, maybe his RAM is too small, maybe they can't do the same thing. So that is what happens. So I think he has searched for our college, and you see, he can connect to it via the cloud. Yeah. And this is into the virtual computer. It's the same thing. So it just minimizes. So in case you want to upload a website, you want maybe a static website, and then you want to get storage for it, this is how you do it. You get and you put it somewhere for it to be. Yeah. So this is just same thing. So we are going to maybe go to our task manager for this computer, and then you can also see that you will come here and search for task manager.
Yeah, it's working good.
Okay, so you can see the CPU, the RAM, everything. So I wanted to ask you, have you created maybe a chatbot before, something like that?
Yeah, we did it.
We did create a chatbot
Yeah.
at some point. Okay. So I wanted us to start deploying a website, but it's going to it requires you to have an HTML file that I want us to use. I think, are you going to be around tomorrow?
Yeah, I am.
Tomorrow you're around. So I think
Yeah.
we shall deploy the website tomorrow, and then we also look at something to do with Lambda, and then we see. So for
Yeah.
now, let's maybe that is all for the EC2. So maybe let's just go back, and then maybe you create for me a chatbot. I see, because we are
Yeah.
also going to need it somewhere. And you see if we still remember that. As
Oh,
we go
okay.
through it. But
Um,
then you
as
also
we are creating, as we are creating
so
the
which
chatbot,
okay.
we want to go with a descriptive bot builder, like one which is already created,
Using a
but
generative AI, or using a traditional.
not a traditional.
Oh.
Yeah. And we are going to create like a blank bot, and like one which we describe how we want it to be. And we first of all go with a bot name. I named mine ebot. The IAM permissions. We create a role with create one with create one with a basic Amazon Lex permissions, and we're going to enable the error logs. Is use of your bot subject to children's? No. And go to next. Here you can choose the language, of course, and the voice interaction. You choose like whatever you want, whichever you want. Let's say I go with Gregory, and when you try to talk to your chatbot, this is the voice you're going to be hearing once you try to talk to it. Yeah, this is what it's going to be saying. Speech model, we just go with this one. Okay, so once you have fully started that, you can go with the intents. The intents, basically it means like what your chatbot is going to be saying to you. Yeah, let's say if you specify your intent as a greeting, you configure what your bot is going to be responding back to you. So let's call our intent greeting intent, because let's say if you're going to talk to your bot, you start by greeting it.
You type your utterance.
Let's say you say hi, and the other one, let's say good morning. Another one, let's say hello. Yeah, let's go with these three in order to save time. And the initial response.
All right.
This is going to be, you're going to configure what your chatbot will respond back.
So what is your chatbot about?
I can go with the one which I used last time, like let's say renting cars, car rentals.
Okay. Welcome to Hussein Car Rentals. How can I help you? Or something. And
Yeah.
you can give any welcoming remark of your
Yeah.
choice.
After putting the response you want your chatbot to give, you're going to.
We can continue. We shall evoke all these, the lambda, everything later.
Yeah.
When we reach that time. But for now, this is when we are using lambda.
Yeah.
This coming weekend, we are going to mainly focus on cloud computing. Then we save the intent.
Save the intent, and we build the chatbot. After it has finished building, we can test it to see if it's working. Now that it's successfully built, we can test it.
Okay.
Good morning. Yeah, it's working perfectly. Let's try to use the voice. Hi.
Okay, welcome to Car Rentals. I'm an AI assistant. I'm here to help you navigate our resources. You've also tried the voice?
Hello. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, the bot is working perfectly. So
okay, that's perfectly good.
Yeah.
All right, so next time we shall feed in the knowledge into the knowledge base so that it picks the exact information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for today we can call it a day.
Yeah.
Yes. Then maybe it's tomorrow. Tomorrow we can add on other things. Actually, if you have a static website that you want to deploy, we can use that. But if you don't have, then maybe I'll show you, and then when you want to deploy yours, then you can deploy it onto the EC2. All right. Other than that, thank you. Let's tomorrow we meet at what time?
I think the same time.
The same time, eh? But
Yeah. So have a good day.
okay, you too have a good day.